Hey guys, welcome back. We're here with Chris Edwards and we're talking about brain stuff. And so I wanted to just segue in our last conversation. We were talking about people with brain injuries, ADD, ADHD, depression, anxiety, all these things that, like we talked about, a psychiatrist or psychologist will just put a label on you without doing objective testing on that. But I wanted to get you, it started out in the initial segment talking about like your love of incorporating biofeedback. And so other than brain analysis, do you have another way to show someone who's like me, that's hitting the gas pedal hard all the time,
right,
just to cover stuff up?
Right. So yeah, we use neurofeedback to address the electrical anomalies in the brain. We use biofeedback to address that stress response, that central nervous system piece. And so we do have an eval, and I have a certified biofeedback provider on board. And yeah, she can do an eval and give you a sense of sitting still. Where's your central nervous system hanging? You know, are we in parasympathetic? Have we crashed? Are we in sympathetic? Are we in that kind of, more fight or flight kind of zone, that kind of jazzed up kind of place? Are you living in the sweet spot? And then she can just do like simple little things. She'll throw like just some simple math questions and things at you and watch how you react. And she can start to develop this really cool picture of where you just tend to hang. And there's been a lot of research done on heart rate variability, heart rate, and different patterns as they relate to different conditions and things that we would expect to see or not see. So we actually combine both of those together in treatment and find it's a really great tool for addressing a lot of these issues.
Yeah, guys, just to give you some flavor on that, the first analysis I got, now, you may or may not know, but I'm a pretty accomplished meditator. I've been doing long-term retreats for 10 years. And so I go in her room, she's like, she puts this device on me. He's like, yeah, just look at those plants for about a minute. And, and man, I was just a really hot freaking mess. Hot mess. And I have to submit that after getting bashed in the head the final time, I was a hot mess, couldn't meditate, etc. But one of the things that I like is that combination of the two. And I like watching the screen as I'm training, and it's so bizarre, guys. We'll get you some footage, and you got to go see it yourself. But it's like I'll be super sympathetic, meaning super jazzed up, and I'll be doing great on my neuro stuff, but I know. Mm-hmm. And then I can subconsciously bring it back. Sometimes I'll like relax my shoulders a little bit or relax my jaw, but it's subconscious. I notice what I'm doing, and I'm like, let's go for 0.8.
Right.
And I'll just keep staring at that and doing the breathing techniques that you guys taught. And so that's cool. So tell me, you guys work the two together. Sort of explain that.
Okay, so think of it like this, because you actually just said it, right? So let's go back to the thing in the other segment I was talking about, ADD, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's pretend you don't have enough gas pedal. So a guy like you, I've got a lot going on. I've got to practice. I've been using my brain for a long time. I got a life that is built around my ability to show up and deliver. And I don't have, let's just say, a gas pedal anymore. That's one of the things that I lost in the brain injury. Okay.
So these people like wake up just dead to the world and got to pop a pill kind of thing?
Well, yeah. So where do they get that from? Well, you can lean on sympathetic nervous system for energy.
And that's the fight flight.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can lean on that like it's your own personal drugstore. You don't know you're doing it, but you're doing it because the brain is pleasure seeking, pain avoidant. So let's say, you're having a hard time getting going. You're having a hard time getting that gas pedal down and you save it to the last minute, save it to the last minute, save it to the last minute. Oh crap. If I don't do this right now, there's going to be some level of consequence. That consequence, or the idea of that consequence, has you moving over to sympathetic nervous system. Now we've got the gas pedal down and you get stuff done. All right. The problem is, though, you used your sympathetic nervous system to increase the gas pedal to give you the brain power that you needed to get stuff done. So you got two problems. One is you used sympathetic nervous system. It's not a good idea to do that over and over again. And two, you created that gas pedal in a way that's going to have some impact on you for hours to follow, because that's what happens when you use anxiety to drive you. It changes your internal chemistry. And then three, you just showed your brain this really cool thing that works. If I save things to the last minute, I get stuff done. So next time that comes along, your brain goes, do that again.
Yeah, it takes 100 times to create a bad habit and 1,000 times to get rid of it.
You got it. So now that's why we combine the biofeedback and the neurofeedback. Because if we're trying to teach somebody to increase gas pedal, I don't want them to fall on a bad habit of using sympathetic nervous system to do it. You can generate an anxious thought in your brain, sitting still, looking calm, that will fire up your sympathetic nervous system and therefore give you some beta activity, and you start doing really great neurofeedback. Problem is, you kind of cheated. You used your internal drugstore to get there.
So these people are all wired into a computer.
They're wired into the system.
Describe that.
So let's pretend. Let's make up a story. Let's pretend your frontal lobe that we live out of as adults. It's your primary for focus, attention, all kinds of neat things. Your day in, day out kind of stuff. Let's pretend you don't have a good gas pedal. So we can get some sensors on frontal lobe and literally let you watch your brain operating in real time. We can let you watch beta activity, alpha activity, theta activity, high beta, all of it. And we can give you feedback on it and techniques for increasing gas pedal.
So they're hooked into a brain monitor.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. They're hooked into an EEG machine. Yeah. See, the cool thing about technology is that now we use hospital grade equipment because it's software driven. You can use different software programs to use it in different ways. So we can use it to take the EEG. We can also use it to train the brain. But if we don't have you hooked up to biofeedback at the same time, then you can generate an internal stress condition that will make it look like you found beta activity. And I go, no. I don't want to teach you to create internal stress to hit the gas pedal. So we use biofeedback to make sure you're not using sympathetic or parasympathetic. And then we use neurofeedback to get your brain into the sweet spot. So what we're really trying to do is get you in both those sweet spots.
Now, isn't it true that there's a lot of heart-brain connection?
There is a ton. So, something to think about. So now we'll go off into woo-woo land.
Do
right?
it.
Right. This
This
will be the place where you'll get these calls.
Does this have anything to do with aliens coming out?
Yes.
That's my jam.
Yeah, mine too.
All right.
So this is where you're going to get people coming and go, oh man, that guy's full of it. But here's what's going on the down low. Here's what's available now as information, and then I'll tell you what people are talking about on the down low, the people in the know. Because if you walk in those inner circles in healthcare, there's always a core group of people who are going, nah, man, this is what it is, while the rest of the world believes it's something else.
Yes.
So
I think we experienced that in the last pandemic, even possibly.
Possibly.
Okay.
Right. So we've heard gut is your second brain, right? We hear this is
Yes.
gut-brain connection. And I go, good. We're on to that. That's really
Can
cool.
we talk about supplements in the next segment?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Sweet. Good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then now we're starting to go, oh, there's a heart-brain connection. And now as we measure the signals, let's see, of the 100% of signals that go between gut and brain and heart and brain, way more signals go from the gut and the heart to the brain than the brain to the heart and the gut. In fact, with the heart, it's 80% of the signals of the 100% between the two of them. 80% is from heart to brain, only 20% from brain to heart. So what that says is this guy, your brain, reads a lot more than it tells.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you the scuttlebutt on the down low. You get into the deep trenches and you get some of these cool movers and shakers and thinkers and rule breakers at a table with a bottle of wine and some good food. And what they're going to tell you is all of your major organs have their own neurology, just like your gut, just like your heart. And they're all sending way more signals to the brain than the brain is to them. This is the orchestra conductor. And this is your orchestra. And they're sending way more signals up in your brain.
And they can probably play pretty well by themselves.
Well,
we see this in brain dead people.
We
Shit
do.
Keeps happening.
We do. And we see this, Bruce Lipton talks about this experiment where you take the nucleus out of the cell. And if that's the brain, it should die, right? And it doesn't die in certain cells. So how is that possible?
Yeah.
Right. So this idea then that you've got all these signals coming up here. So if we regulate the heart, get it in that sweet spot, regulate the gut, treat the body well, use food as medicine, so to speak, right? Now we've got all these great signals going to the brain, and the brain goes, cool, we're okay. But when gut's off, you're eating something bad, it's now not sending good signals to the brain. The orchestra conductor goes, wait, what's going on? What happened here? Why are we off? And then it starts, sending other signals to the heart. I think there's a problem in the liver, in the gallbladder, and we got all these problems. When in reality, what we have is an upset connection. Orchestra conductor is upset, and now he's starting to send signals to the rest of your body that that something's not right, and everything else goes out of alignment.
Well, that's an awesome way to end it. This is the conductor orchestra, and that we do the neural training, but we also do the heart-brain connection training to make sure that the orchestra staying in pace.
Right.
Thanks a bunch for that segment. That was awesome. And thank you guys for showing up and having a listen. And feel free to jump into the next one.